Good evening. It is May the 12th. Wow, it is May the 12th. Tonight we are going to be reading 1 Samuel 12:1 through 13:23, John 7:1 through 9, Psalms 108, 1 through 13, and Proverbs 15:4. So, like I'd like to do every evening, we like to do the Lord's Prayer. So, if you don't mind, join in with me. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory forever and ever. Amen. 1 Samuel 12:1 through 13:23. Samuel addressed all Israel. I've listened to everything you said to me, listened carefully to every word, and I've given you a king. See for yourself. Your king among you, leading you. But now look at me. I'm old and gray, and my sons are still here. I've led you faithfully from my youth until this very day. Look at me. Do you have any complaints to bring before God and his anointed? Have I ever stolen so much as an ox or a donkey? Have I ever taken advantage of you or exploited you? Have I ever taken a bribe, or played fast and loose with the law? Bring your complaint, and I'll make it right. Oh no, they said, never. You've never done any of that, never abused us, never lined your own pockets. That settles it then, said Samuel. God is witnessed, and his anointed is witnessed, that you find nothing against me. No faults, no complaints. And the people said, He is witness. Samuel continued, This is the God who made Moses and Aaron your leaders and brought your ancestors out of Egypt. Take your stand before him now as I review your case before God in the light of all the righteous ways in which God has worked with you and your ancestors. When Jacob's sons entered Egypt, the Egyptians made life hard for them, and they cried for help to God. God sent Moses and Aaron, who led your ancestors out of Egypt, and settled them here in this place. They soon forgot their God, so he sold them off to Sisera, commander of Hazor's army, later to hard life under the Philistines, and still later to the king of Moab. They had to fight for their lives. Then they cried for help to God. They confessed, We've sinned, we've gone off and left God and worshiped the fertility gods and goddesses of Canaan. Oh, deliver us from brutalities of our enemies, and we'll worship you alone. So God sent Jerubbaal, Gideon, Bedan, or Barak, Jephthah, and Samuel. He saved you from the hard life surrounded by enemies, and you lived in peace. But when you saw Nahash, king of the Amorites, preparing to attack you, you said to me, No more of this. We want a king to lead us. And God was already your king. So here's the king you wanted, the king you asked for. God has let you have your own way, given you a king. If you fear God, worship and obey him, and don't rebel against what he tells you. If both you and your king follow God, no problem. God will be sure to save you. If you don't obey him and rebel against what he tells you, king or no king, you will face no better than your fathers. Pay attention. Watch the wonder that God is going to perform before you now. It's summer, as you well know, and the rainy season is over. But I'm going to pray to God. He'll send thunder and rain, a sign to convince you of the great wrong you have done to God by asking for a king. Samuel prayed to God, and God sent thunder and rain the same day. The people were greatly afraid, and in awe of God and Samuel. Then all the people begged Samuel, Pray to your God for us, your servants. Pray that we won't die on the top of all the other sins. We piled on one more, asking for a king. Samuel said to them, Don't be fearful. It's true that you have done something very wrong. All the same, don't turn your back on God. Worship and serve him heart and soul. Underlining moment. Don't turn your back on him. Worship and serve him heart and soul. Don't chase after ghost gods. There's nothing to them. They can't help you. There's nothing but ghost gods. God, simply because of who he is not going to walk off and leave his people. God took delight in making you into his very own people, and neither will I walk off and leave you. That would be a sin against God. I'm staying right here at my post, praying for you and teaching you that good and right way to live. But I beg you, fear God and worship him honestly and heartily. You've seen how greatly he has worked among you. Be warned, if you live badly, both you and your king will be thrown out. Saul was a young man when he began as king. He was king over Israel for many years. Saul conscripted enough men for 3 companies of soldiers. He kept 2 companies under his command at Michmash and in Bethel Hills. The other company was under Jonathan as Geba and Benjamin. He went he sent the rest of the men home. Jonathan attacked and killed the Philistine governor stationed at Geba. When the Philistines heard the news, they raised the alarm. The Hebrews are in revolt. Saul ordered the reveille trumpets blown throughout the land. The word went out over all of Israel. Saul has killed the Philistine governor. Drawn first blood, the Philistines are stirred up and mad as hornets. Summoned, the army came to Saul at Gilgal. That's a lot of rhyming. The Philistines rallied their forces to fight Israel 3 companies of chariots, 6 companies of cavalry, and so many infantry that they looked like sand on the seashore. They went up into the hills and set up camp at Michmash, east of Beth Aven. When the Israelites saw that they were outnumbered and in deep trouble, they ran for cover, hiding in the caves and pits, ravines and brambles and cisterns, wherever. They retreated across the Jordan River, refugees fleeing to the country of Gad and Gilead. But Saul held his ground in Gilead, his soldiers still with him, but scared to death. He waited 7 days, the time set by Samuel. Samuel failed to show up at Gilgal, and the soldiers were slipping away right and left. So Saul took charge. Bring me the burnt offering and the peace offerings. He went ahead and sacrificed the burnt offering. No sooner had he done it than Samuel showed up. Saul greeted him. Samuel said, "What on earth are you doing?" Saul answered, "When I saw I was losing my army from under me, and that you hadn't come when you said you would, and the Philistines were poised at Michmash, I said, the Philistines aren't about to come down to me on me in Gilgal. I haven't yet come before God asking for his help, so I took things into my own hands and sacrificed the burnt offering." "That was a fool thing to do," Samuel said to Saul. "If you had kept the appointment that your God commanded, by now God would have set a firm and lasting foundation under your kingly rule over Israel. As it is, your kingly rule already falling to pieces. God is out looking for your replacement right now. That sucks. That this time he'll be doing the choosing. When he finds him, he'll appoint him leader of his people, and all because you didn't keep your appointment with God." All that, Samuel got up and left Gilgal. What army there was left followed Saul into battle. They went into the hills from Gilgal towards Gilbeth and Benjamin. Saul looked over and assessed the soldiers still with him, a mere 600. Saul, his son Jonathan, and the soldiers who had remained made camp at Geba of Benjamin. The Philistines were camped at Michmash. 3 squads of raiding parties were regularly sent out from the Philistine camps. 1 squadron was assigned to the Ophrah road going towards Shul country. Another was assigned to the Beth Horal road. The third took the border road that rimmed the valley of Hyenas. There wasn't a blacksmith to be found anywhere in Israel. The Philistines made sure of that, lest those Hebrews start making swords and spears. That meant that the Israelites had to go down among the Philistines to keep their farm tools. Plowshares and mattocks, axes and sickles, sharp and in good repair. They charged a silver coin for the plowshares and mattocks, and half for the rest. So when the battle of Michmash was joined, there wasn't a sword or spear to be found anywhere in Israel, except for Saul and his son Jonathan. They were both well armed. A patrol of Philistines took up a position at Michmash Pass. Now we're kind of getting into some interesting stories. 1 Samuel 12:1 through 13:23 says this section is about obedience, leadership, and trusting God over fear. Samuel gives his farewell speech and reminds Israel that even though they demanded a king, God is still their true king. He challenges the people to stay faithful and warns them not to turn away. And Saul faces pressure from the Philistines and makes a huge mistake. Instead of waiting on Samuel like God commanded, he takes matters into his own hands and offers the sacrifice himself. Because of that disobedience, God tells Saul his kingdom will not last. The lesson: partial obedience is still disobedience. Fear and impatience can make people step outside God's timing. The one emotional decision can cost long-term blessings. Good God, ain't that the truth? John 7:1 through 9. Later, Jesus was going on about his business in Galilee, and he didn't want to travel into Judea Because of the Jews, they were looking for a chance to kill him. It was near the time of Tabernacles, a feast observed annually by the Jews. His brother said, "Why don't you leave here and go up to the feast so your disciples can get a good look at the works you do? No one who intends to be publicly, no one who intends to be publicly, no, no, excuse me, good Lord, it has been a day. No one who intends to be publicly known, that just doesn't look right, does everything behind the scenes. If you're serious about what you're doing, come out in the open and show the world." His brothers were pushing him like this because they didn't believe in him either. Jesus came back to them, "Don't pressure me. This isn't my time. It's your time. It's always your time. You have nothing to lose. The world has nothing against you, but it's up in arms against me. It's against me because I expose the evil behind its pretensions. You go ahead and go up to the feast. Don't wait on me. I'm not ready. It's not the right time for me." He said this and stayed in Galilee. But later, after his family had gone up to the feast, he also went. But he kept out of the way, careful not to draw attention to himself. The Jews were already out looking for him, asking around, "Where is that man?" There was a lot of contentious talk about him circulating through the crowds. Some were saying he's a good man, but others said not so. He's selling snake oil. Really? Then that kind of talk went on in guarded whispers because of the intimidating Jewish leaders. When the feast already half over, Jesus showed up in the temple teaching. The Jews were impressed but puzzled. How does he know so much without being schooled? Jesus said, "I didn't make this up. What I teach comes from the one who sent me. Anyone who wants to do his will can teach his teaching, can test his teachings, and know whether it's from God or whether I'm making it up. A person making things up tries to make himself look good, but someone trying to honor the one who sent him sticks to the facts and doesn't tamper with reality. It was Moses, wasn't it, who gave you God's law? But none of you are living it. So why are you trying to kill me?" The crowd said, "You're crazy. Who's trying to kill you? You're demon possessed." Jesus said, "I did one miraculous thing a few months ago, and you're still standing around getting all upset, wondering what I'm up to." Moses prescribed circumcision. Originally, it came from Moses, but from his not from Moses, but from his ancestors. So you circumcise a man dealing with one part of his body, even if it's the Sabbath. You do this in order to preserve one item in the law of Moses. So why are you upset with me because I made a man's whole body whole on the Sabbath? Don't be hypocritical. Use your head and your heart to discern what is right, to test what is authentically right. That's when some of the people of Jerusalem said, "Isn't this the one they were out to kill? And here he is out in the open saying whatever he pleases, and no one is stopping him. Could it be that the rulers know that he is in fact the Messiah? Yet we know where this man came from. The Messiah is going to come out of nowhere. Nobody is going to know where he comes from." That provoked Jesus, who is teaching in the temple, to cry out, "Yes, you think you know me and where I'm from, but that's not where I'm from. I didn't set myself up in business. My true origin is in the one who sent me, and you don't know him at all. I came from him. That's how I know him. He sent me here." Breakdown of John 7, 1 through 9 says Jesus' own brothers challenge him to go public and prove himself, but they still don't truly believe in him. Jesus responds by saying his timing is not yet right. This passage teaches that God's timing matters more than public pressure. Everybody wants Jesus to move faster, louder, and more visible. But Jesus was never controlled by crowds, opinions, or expectations. He moved according to the Father's plan. Sometimes wisdom is knowing when not to move. Just because people pressure you to act doesn't mean it's your season to step forward. Psalms 108, 1 through 13. I'm ready, God, so ready from head to toe. Ready to sing, ready to raise a good song. Wake soul, wake lute, wake up, and sleepyhead son. I'm thanking you, God, out in the streets, singing your praises in towns and country. The deeper you love, the higher it goes. Every cloud's a flag of your faithfulness. Soar high in the skies, O God. Cover the whole earth with your glory. And for the sake of the one you love so much, reach down and help me, answer me. That's when God spoke in holy splendor, brimming over with joy. I make a present of Shechem. I hand out Succoth Valley as a gift. Gilead's in my pocket, to say nothing of Manasseh. Ephraim's my hard hat. Judah my hammer. Moab's a scrub bucket. I mop the floor with Moab. Spit on Edom. Rain fireworks all over the Philistia. Who will take me to the thick of the fight? Who will show me the road to Edom? You aren't giving up on us, are you, God, refusing to go out with your troops? Give us help for this hard task. Human help is worthless. In God, we'll do our very best. He'll flatten the opposition for good. The breakdown of Psalms 108, 1 through 13 says David starts the psalm with confidence and praise before the victory even happens. He says his heart is steadfast and declares God's faithfulness over the nations. Even while facing battles, David worships first and worries second. The psalm ends with a powerful reminder, through God we shall do valiantly. The message is that real confidence doesn't come from self-belief alone. It comes from knowing God is with you. Praise shifts your mindset from fear to faith before the breakthrough arrives. Ouch. Praise shifts your mindset from fear to faith before the breakthrough arrives. That's big. Proverbs 15:4. Kind words heal and help, cutting words wound and maim. Proverbs 15:4, the breakdown says, a wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but the perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. Your words either heal or damage. A healing tongue brings life, encouragement, wisdom, and peace. Toxic word, good Lord, toxic words crush people's spirits and destroy relationships. This proverb is a reminder that speech carries power. The way you talk to your spouse, your kids, your coworkers, and even yourself can either plant life or spread poison. Speak life intentionally. Oh my God, that's huge. That's a screenshot moment. Okay, if no one told you today, I love you. I gotta save that. That's good. Hope you had a better than good day. We will see you tomorrow. It will be May 13th. And I love you. I love you. I love you. You guys have a better good night, and we will see you tomorrow.